Coming up from the third Masters of the season, live from Prague, Czech Republic. We sit down with Czech rising star Vojtech Rudichi. We take flight with last year's dunk contest winner Gediminas Zitlinskas from Lithuania. And we hook up with the youngest team of the tournament, Team Gagarin of Russia. Plus, you don't want to miss our top 5 plays of the tournament at the end of the magazine. It's quick, it's epic, and now it's Olympic. Welcome to the world of FIBA 3x3 basketball, a game played with non-stop music on a half court between 2 teams of 3 players going to 21 points with 10 minutes on the game clock. Previously at the FIBA 3x3 World Tour. In Novi Sad Al-Wada's absence, Team Lehman Teslavota booked their ticket to the Blumage Beijing final at the end of a thrilling Utsunomiya Masters in Japan. Will the 2 best teams in the world clash again in the Czech Republic? In total, 7 of the top 10 teams in the world will battle it out in front of the iconic Prague Castle. Will anybody else get a ticket to China? We gonna see. The day started early for the #1 team in the world, Novi Sad Al-Wada. The 2-time World Tour winners qualified for the Prague Masters by winning the B33 Hungarian Quest, a tournament that doesn't qualify for the main draw, but to a 3-team qualifying draw. And while the other teams were napping, all Dushan Bulletin Company were doing was breaking the internet, with maybe the dopest pass we've seen in 3x3 in the past 3 years. That's so nice, we gotta see it twice. Okay, just one more time. That dime was worth $1. After 2 W's, Novi Sad made it to the main draw and had a little meeting with 2 of the top 13 teams in the world. Could they win 4 games in 5 hours in the torrid heat? The new dude, Tomislav Ivo, showed against Belgrade he could bring a whole new physical dynamic to this team. And the maestro, Dejan Majstorovic, proved once again he was a shooting genius. There was a lot of hype about who would become the #1 player in the world at the end of the Prague Masters, and Stefan Stojacic showed he was gunning for the crown. Mr. Robot was automatic from long range and topped all scorers on day 1, tied with Alexander Zub of Gagarin. Besides Novi Sad, Lehman were the only other team to win 2 games before the limit. 2 easy wins against the 2 Russian teams, Moscow Inanimo and Gagarin. Alexander Rakov and Stefan Kojic had fun in the process, competing for the best nutmeg of the day. The game of the day was the Russian derby between Gagarin and Moscow Inanimo. Dmitry Sheberkin got to the rim for a nice punch. And then, with the game almost over, the young fella, Alexander Zhu, played Russian roulette and hit the Tissot buzzer beater, sending Gagarin to the quarterfinals. Buckets! 21, he's got the kahuna to take a shot like that, but not only take it, but make it. Just 1 week after reaching the final of the Utsunomiya Masters, Amsterdam Enox Steels confirmed their fine form with a perfect 2-0 start. The #3 team in the world, Piran of Slovenia, was the 4th team to finish the pool stage undefeated with crazy passes like that. Oh, you fancy, huh? I see you, Christmas tree. Plenty of highlights, but no surprises on day 1. The top 8 seeds will all be back in the quarterfinals, with the exception of Belgrade. In their place, the youngest team of the tournament, Gagarin, move on to the knockout stage on their World Tour debut with an average age of 22 years old. One week after Utsunomiya, the World Dance Sport Federation breakdance battle was back with 8 of the best b-boys in all of Europe.
We don't have like rules in breaking, so yeah, of course I might have a suggestion about who should win or who not, but that's my opinion, so the 3 judges can think differently about that.
Tim Corny Jansen, aka Tim from the Netherlands, was introduced first and made some noise early with back-to-back wins against two Czechs. A split decision against Treff in the quarterfinals and a unanimous decision in the semifinals against Marcin. The other B-boy who set the crowd on fire was Oliver Piharla, aka Twister from Slovakia, who started the battles with a close win against Anton from Germany and had a unanimous win against Iggy Boy from Czech Republic. In the final, Twister's lanky frame and disjointed movements brought the crowd to their feet. But Tim's high-flying acrobatics were out of this world. The 20-year-old Dutch rising star wins the Prague stage of the World Dance Sport Federation break battle. Vojtech Rudichi could have been a musician, but when the time came, the 20-year-old Czech rising star became a 3x3 artist instead.
I started playing for piano when I was 18. The reason is that my mother played also for piano, and I played so long for piano, like 9 years, but I had to end it with it because I chose the basketball, and I cannot do some things just for 50% or 60%. If you want to do some things well, you have to do for 100%.
At just 18 years old, Rudichi made his senior national team debut at the FIBA 3x3 Europe Cup 2016. And after that, he fell in love with the game.
I started playing 3x3 because coach from national team called me and asked me if I want to start play for national team 3x3 basketball. So I said for sure, because that's a representation of my country. My first big tournament was with under 18 team when we played in Adult European Championship. Team like Novi Sad and Piran, who played for Slovenian national team and Serbian national team. So I said, yeah, this sport I want to play for sure. 3x3 has everything what I like summer, playing outside in nice cities across the world. It's nice to see different culture, different people, every continent in one summer.
Before joining Team Marienbad this season, Rudichi made the entire World Tour campaign with Team Upalech in 2017 and learned the ropes from 3x3 star Andrzej Šiška.
For sure, he's always dominant in the court and also out of the court, and trying to give me some experience, some types of the game, and this experience can help more than experience of the coaches, because that's from mouth of the star player.
All right, here's a quick look at the quarterfinals bracket, featuring teams from Serbia, Poland, Slovenia, Czech Republic, the Netherlands, and Russia. The first quarterfinal was supposed to be a formality for Limita Sloboda. The World Tour standings leaders were fresh off their first Masters title of the season in Japan and won their pool on day one with more confidence than Cardi B. But Michael Hicks likes it like that. The Gdansk Energia star proved on the very first possession he was here for the $1 million deals. And Money in the Bank was only getting started. The Polish international hit not one, not two, but three straight ridiculously difficult long balls and led his team to an early 9-4 lead. The 25-year-old Mihaly Vasic bridged the gap to just 1 point, but Gdansk weren't done gunning. Hicks chipped in another impossible shot, and then their new guy, Thomas Davis, finished the job with a cold-blooded step-back two-piece in Mr. Robot's bionic eye.
In 3-on-3, as long as you make it out the group, I mean, anything is possible.
Will the upsets keep coming as Novi Sad Al-Wada face World Tour newcomer Ralia Intergalactic? Dusan Bullet said, nah. The 3x3 superstar was crossing dudes more dirty than Post Malone's hair and outscored the entire Ralia team on his own 10-9. With 3 minutes to go, Ralia seems still in the race, down just by 4 points, but the two-time World Tour winners went pedal to the metal and finished on a fatal 8-0 run.
I want to congrats to my teammates because they have a big heart, great character, and we are ready to win this tournament.
Thousands of fans at the Prague Castle were hoping for a Czech win, and Upalec Bernard had given their folks a lot of hope after an impressive run at the Utsunomiya Masters the previous weekend. But against Piran, the Czechs ran into a wall of bricks, that is, as they missed 17 shots from behind the arc. Their star player, Andrej Šiška, was limited to just 1 point. On the other hand, the Sphinx Simon Fitzgar had a game-high 7 points and 9 rebounds. And when Andrei Švejbo started hitting shots like that, there's not much else you can do.
In this stage, if we win, I have to credit our experience, yeah.
Just when we thought we were about to get a rematch of the Piran-Amsterdam semifinal we had in Japan, the young Gagarin team started to play like 10-year vets. Dmitry Shaburkin met DeMeo Vanderhorst at the rim and told him, "Not in my castle." Amsterdam Enoch Steels were up 5-3 after 3 minutes. They would score just 1 point in the next 6 minutes. An unbelievable 12-1 run for the young Russians and a 15-9 final win with 5 points apiece from their big man Alexander Antonikovsky and Shaburkin. The future is now in the Czech capital. Now we all remember our first time dunking, I mean. For Lithuanian pro dunker Gediminas Zitnickas, it was love at first sight, though you could definitely call him a late bloomer.
It all started with my first dunk. I was in high school still. I dunked a lower rim first, and I loved the feeling, so I tried the standard rim, the 10 feet. When it happened, I felt like, damn, this is what I want to do. I love this. The professional level dunk contest happened for me when I was 27. So I was not as good to compete for a lot of years, but then I figured out how to train right and took me to all these dunk contests in FIBA.
Zitnickas! Ridiculous! Look at this! This dude is higher than airport prices. This dude is higher than Bob Marley on an airplane. This dude is higher than the new suit. Man, that's ridiculous.
Zitnickas had his big break last year at the Prague Masters. Dude dominated 2-time dunk world champ Dmitry Smooth Kravchenko with some of the sickest dunks ever seen on the world tour, including a scorching hot scorpion.
No one knew me, I think. I was the new guy. I had no pressure on me. I have everything to gain and nothing to lose, and I wanted to prove everybody that even a guy from nowhere can come in at 27 years of age and do it. On social media, I got a lot more fans. It took off after that. I got more invitations to contests, to shows. It was great exposure. It worked for me real well.
Did I mention this dude is only 5'9"? Zitnickas is banging on rims all over the world to prove little guys can fly too, and follows in the footsteps of one of the best dunkers to ever compete at the World Tour.
I really like Jordan Kilgannon. He has invented a lot of dunks. I like his creativity. We kind of share a story because he trained a lot to get where he's in. He trained to gain more inches in vertical. I did that too. So I really admire what he has done. I don't really need to be inspired to get things achieved. I just feel like motivated from inside, I don't know. I want to prove to the person next to me, who most of the times looks like me, you a dunker? Where? It doesn't matter if you're taller than me. If opportunity comes, I'll show you that it does not matter. But I don't think dunking gets you money, and you do the dunking for the money. It has to come as a passion, you know.
The passion was there for my guy Gediminas Zitnickas, but the qualification was not. The 5'9" grasshopper had maybe the best dunk of the contest with a perfect scorpion dunk.
And Zitnickas pulled it off! Going up like a hot air balloon.
But his first dunk failed to impress, and the Lithuanian had to go home after 2 dunks. The 2 finalists, Bruno Gonçalves from Portugal and the new dunk prodigy, 20-year-old Peter Grabowski of Poland. In the final, Grabo started things off with a clean double X dunk over a guy standing on a chair. Bruno tried to be a star like Mars with a crazy inverted 360 East Bay, but came short like Kevin Hart. The door was wide open for Grabowski, who won the judges over with a high-flying jam over 3 dudes. Bruno's sneaky good final dunk, splitting over 3 guys, just wasn't enough. Now, we knew Lepek had crazy bounce. Well, it seems Poland has done it again and produced another monster. At just 20 years old, Peter Grabowski wins his first ever World Tour dunk contest, and this is only the beginning. So to the semifinals we go, with the #1 team in the world, Novi Sad Awada, versus Gdansk Energia of Poland, and the #3 team in the world, Piran, against the World Tour rookies, Gagarin, Russia. Now, 4 times before, Novi Sad Awada and Gdansk have met on the World Tour, and the #1 team in Poland never ever won. But Michael Hicks and company were all smiles living their best life after knocking out a first Serbian team in the quarterfinals. The Poles started stronger than vodka with a Pavlovsky 2 and a crossover baby dunk combo courtesy of Thomas Davis. With the score 5-4 for Gdansk, the 2-time World Tour winner said no more Mr. Nice Guy and went on a brutal 11-0 run. Thomas Evo said flash some passing skills, and Mr. Bulletproof and the Maestro made damage from downtown. For the second game in a row, Dusan Bullet was a perfect 10 and ended Gdansk's run from outside the arc. Final score, 21-11.
If we don't win next one, it's like nothing matters because we don't want to fall down in the last there.
Gagarin and Piran. These 2 teams couldn't be more different. The World Tour newcomers versus the most experienced team on the tour. Only 3 players have played in every edition of the World Tour. Piran has 2 of them in Simon Fitzgerald and Nadine Kavich. The teams came ready to play, and the score was already 3-2 after 30 seconds. The game was a nail-biter, but after 5 minutes, Gagarin finally got some space. The player of the day, Alexander Zoo, aka Zoo, went nuts. Call him Brooklyn Zoo. The 21-year-old chucked up 2 deuces in 15 seconds to give his team a 4-point lead. Simon Fitzgerald and Andrzej Shrebov brought Piran within 1. But the Russians were too quick, too athletic. They out-rebounded the Slovenians 20-8 and didn't choke from the free throw line. With the game on the line, Dmitry Shaburkin took a deep breath and sent the World Tour rookies to the Prague Masters final. They were not supposed to be this good, this dang fast. Gagarin, the youngest team in the tournament, shocked the world when they qualified for the final of the Prague Masters in their World Tour debut and first season playing together.
На самом деле в 2013 году я не сказать, что прям играл, если только меня куда-то звали. Но баскетбол вышел на новый уровень, баскетбол 3x3. И мне кажется, он с каждым годом прогрессирует в плане правил, в плане жесткости и вообще просто как масштабные какие-то ивенты, события, это приобретает новый уровень. Ну, как минимум, это стал олимпийский вид спорта.
Сыграли первую игру, и сразу стало понятно, что уровень команд очень высок. И легких игр здесь ни с кем не будет никак. То есть со всеми нужно включаться, работать быстрее, сильнее.
It all started 3 months ago when the up-and-coming Russian team came out of nowhere to beat some of the most experienced teams in the world in one of the most loaded World Tour qualifiers, the Tinkoff Moscow Open Challenger.
Наша реакция была, не знаю, мы были просто счастливы. Мы готовились, но на самом деле
Я думаю, никто не ожидал от нас, что мы можем выиграть. Мы просто выходили на одну игру, как на последнюю, и бились. И это дало свой результат.
В какой-то степени да, нам дает это преимущество, то, что мы моложе, быстрее, у нас должно быть больше сил, больше энергии, у нас должно сохраняться больше сил по ходу турнира, если мы проходим дальше. Но, опять же, более возрастные команды, они более опытные, они уже отыграли много турниров, распределяют свои силы, и опыт им часто очень помогает в разных моментах игровых.
Think these kids are scared of Novi Sad Al-Wada? You better think again. Team Gargarin out here more confident than Vladimir Putin.
Захотелось больше. Мы узнали, что поедем на Мастерс в Прагу, и захотелось больше тренироваться, чтобы здесь выступить хорошо и поиграть с другими командами, с которыми мы не успели сыграть, и даже которых я не знал. И мы с тем же Лиманом играли, я их не знал, и очень интересно. И это мотивировало, чтобы выйти и показать свой уровень, как ты можешь играть.
Тут все хорошие команды, у каждой команды свои плюсы разные, свои минусы есть. Мне своя нравится, что я в своей играю. Если бы мне нравилась другая, наверное, бы в другой команде играл. Мне нравится своя, у нас хорошая команда, семья. Вот.
Could Novi Sad Al-Wada make history and become the first team to go all the way from the qualifying draw to a Masters title? Could they keep up the pace and win their 7th game in 2 days? After all, Gargarin had already beaten 2 top 10 teams in the world back-to-back and were more hungry than Action Bronson. Novi Sad Al-Wada started with a bang and made these Russian dudes look younger than the kids from Stranger Things. Thomas Evo said Dejan Majstorovic and Dusan Bulut combined to give the #1 team in the world a 5-0 lead. The spectacular Dmitry Shaburkin had himself a nice game with 5 points without missing a single field goal, including that angry two-handed smash to keep his team in the game. But Mr. Bulletproof wasn't done penetrating Gargarin. He was straight sinking the Russian submarine. For the 3rd time in a row, Bullet scored in double digits. He had a game-high 12 points in the final, shooting 80% from the field. Baby-faced Alexander Zub didn't give up and delivered his best beardless James Harden impression. But Marko Saric sent Gargarin back to Russia with love. 21-9, 21-11, 21-12. Novi Sad Al-Wada were invincible in the knockout stage in Prague and won their 4th Prague Masters in 6 editions. After leading all scorers in the Czech capital, Dusan Bulut was named MVP, his 9th MVP trophy in World Tour history. Novi Sad Al-Wada won their 2nd Masters of the season and looked absolutely dominant with their new recruit Tomislav Ivosev. But their sharpshooter Dejan Majstorovic realized they're going to have to keep their eye on this young Russian team for years to come.
I think Gagarin is an amazing team, really. They are very young. They have a great future for sure. Congrats to them on the 2nd place.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Put your seatbelt on. It's time for that top 5. We cap things off with the 23-year-old Dmitry Shaburkin. Shot not falling? Don't worry. I'll just go up and put my defender in the body bag. At number 4, Michael Smid catches Peter Reinkiel at the rim with the gangster slap. You in the wrong territory, homie. Coming up at number 3, we've got a message from our shelled rims. Somebody please prescribe Andrei Shishka some anger management classes. So aggressive. At number 2, it's the return of Dmitry Shaburkin, who glides to the rim for the strong two-handed yank. And at number 1, of course, it made it to the House of Highlights. It made it to ESPN Sports Center. Dusan Bulut broke the internet yet again with a pass I don't even know how to describe. A cyclone dime? All I know is this dude's got more tricks than the sleeve of a wizard. After 3 events in 3 weeks, we're gonna take a small break, y'all, before our 4th Masters of the season in Lausanne, Switzerland. Once again, an opportunity to see the spectacular young Nathan Jerkovic, aka Swiss Khalifa, and his squad in Lausanne, who went all the way to the final last year. Now remember, you can follow it live with the hashtag 3x3WT on FIBA 3x3 social media channels on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. For now, though, peace out from Prague, y'all. We'll see you in the Olympic capital August 24th and 25th. Holla!